Let's talk about Rebecca Felton. Okay. She was a suffragette, right? She was born in Georgia, lived with her husband on a plantation. She worked tirelessly for women's rights, including the right to vote, free public education, and entry into public universities. She was a frequent speaker to the United Daughters of the Confederacy. And Rebecca Felton was also an avid white supremacist. Yeah. Uh, for instance, she claimed that the more money that Georgia spent on black people's education, the more crimes black people committed. Mhm. She considered young blacks who sought equal treatment, she called them half-civilized gorillas. Yeah, she did. She ascribed to them a brutal lust for white women. She seemed to be consumed with that. Yeah, because she argued that granting voting rights to black men would lead them to the SA of white women. Yeah. In fact, she was pro-lynching based on that theory. So strong were her convictions that on August 11th, 1898, she gave a speech in Georgia to several hundred members of the Georgia State Agricultural Society that urged them to increase lynchings in order to protect white women from being essayed by black men. Now, it is my belief, and those who were there agree, that it is this speech that was integral to the Wilmington Massacre of 1898, and I'm starting to feel it in my chest all over again. Now, I go into the Wilmington Massacre on my podcast, Almost Random, currently only on Spotify, link in bio. Um, mhm. Let's move on. Let's move on. I'll give you an excerpt of the speech. Here we go. In North Carolina, Republicans who had encouraged African Americans' success were also to blame for the actions of the black rapist, she said. When there is not enough religion in the pulpit to organize a crusade against sin, nor justice in the courthouse to promptly punish crime, nor manhood enough in the nation to put a sheltering arm about innocence and virtue, if it needs lynching to protect women's dearest possessions from the ravening human beasts, then I say lynch 1,000 times a week if necessary. Now, in response to Rebecca Felton and her advocating of lynching 1,000 times a week if necessary. Yeah. In response, a black man named Alex Manley, who owned a newspaper in Wilmington, North Carolina, he printed a rebuttal editorial saying that white men essaying black women was much more frequent. And then he added that contact between white women and black men was often consensual. Now, this is 1898, not long after the end of the Civil War, okay? Needless to say, the white men in Wilmington, North Carolina, were very, very, very angry. Things heated up very quickly, okay? By the end of the massacre, an estimated 60 to 300 people were killed, most of them black. 2,000 black people left Wilmington permanently, and a formerly black majority city was now a white majority city. And one liberal government was now ran by conservatives. And it is the first recorded coup on U.S. soil. And they will tell you, white people will tell you, it is because of Alex Manly's editorial that was in direct response to Rebecca Felton's speech. Rebecca Felton, a suffragette, an avid white supremacist who said that black men were brutes, who were only out to SA white women, and led to a massacre in Wilmington, North Carolina. And this was one of the women that Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton chose over the support of black suffragettes.